Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Do you remember when in 1948 Israel was created, the modern Jewish state, let's put it this way, was created? There were certain arguments made for its creation, and I will I will use only one because that's relevant to the article I'm about to read and discuss today. And one of the argument was, well, most land in Palestine is already owned by Jews, by Israelis. Why? Because they bought land in that area. So I said, well, most of it is already it's our property. That's a few places here and there, farms and all that, but we have a lot of territory. That was one argument. Now let's make a smooth transition into today's article. And this article comes from the New Voice of Ukraine from July 28, 2022. Ukrainian parliament passes law on special status of Polish citizens. Okay, you understand where I'm going with this? If you remember, Zelensky said that he would like to give Polish citizens special status in Ukraine. The problem is the Russians, and not only the Russians, other people feel the same way. They think that it's just a Trojan horse into Ukraine by the Poles. Lavrov and others went even straighter to say Poland's aim is to take territory from Western Ukraine. Well, I don't know if that would be possible, but let's see what this new law says. Ukraine's parliament, the Verkhovna Rada, has passed a bill to grant special rights in Ukraine to Polish citizens. So MP Yaroslav Zelezniak reported on his Telegram channel on July 28. Why only Polish citizens? Why not Romanians too? Why not Hungarians? Why not Russians? Oh, Russians, we know why. All right, so bill number 7550 was passed with 283 deputies voting in favor. How many abstained? How many opposed? I would like to know. Under the bill, citizens of Poland, their spouses and their children will be able to legally stay in Ukraine for 18 months after the adoption of the law, enjoying the same rights and freedoms as Ukrainians. As a visitor or temporary resident, what's going to be the status? This includes employment without a requirement to get a work permit. Do you hear that? It's like the United States will allow all Romanians special treatment, and they will say, well, you can come here and you can stay for 18 months with no visa, no requirements, you can get a job, you don't need a permit, just take a job. Don't you think that's kind of strange? Without requirement to get a work permit and the rights to engage in economic activity, apply for social benefits, and obtain access to education, medical care, and so on the same basis as citizens of Ukraine. So the only thing that they will not be able to do is probably to vote. Correct? That is like a permanent resident in the United States of America. Well. The submission to the Verkhovna Rada of the bill on the special status of Polish citizens was announced by Polish President Andrzej Duda on July 11th. At the end of May, the President of Ukraine, Zelensky, said the Polish citizens in Ukraine would receive the same rights as Ukrainian people who were forced to relocate in Poland. So those are refugees, but these guys can come here and do everything else. You can say, well, it's reciprocity. All right, I don't think that Ukrainians relocated if they relocate to Poland, they will come back soon, because I don't think they get along very well. From my personal experience and knowledge, the President of Ukraine emphasized that the leaders of Poland and the Baltic country from the very beginning of Russia's full-scale invasion have been the first to offer full support to Ukraine. That's true. Was true. It was reported on July 26 the Polish President Andrzej Duda is planning to visit Kiev again. Okay, maybe some people can claim that I'm a little bit too panicked about this, but it's not really like that. I base my gut feelings on historical facts, historical hatred of nations in those areas, and the never dying dreams of acquiring territories that a nation once had but lost or was forced to give to some others. They will never, unless you're a Romanian leader, which is a weasel, never cease to think and dream that one day when the circumstances are right, you will grab them and put them back to your country. Romania is an exception, because not Romanians are Romanians. Somehow you see, when you speak with Romanians, they all agree about so-called Republic of Moldova should come back to Romania. They all agree that Bukovina, the northern part of Romania that was taken by Stalin with Moldova together, and the Snake Island, that now is part of Ukraine, given to Ukraine, that should come back. There's many territories that, then you have Hungary. Hungary has problems with everybody but Austria around them. Why? Because when they were in Austria-Hungary, dual kingdom, they had territories that were taken after the First World War, and they are very, very upset about it, right? The Trianon, was it? Right. And then they dream of taking Transylvania from Romania forever. Forever. That's a fact. We know that. They know that. They wait for the right moment. And they invest in Transylvania, and they have their own language. They want a special status, like a semi-autonomy first, and then, small steps and so on. They speak their language over there. If you speak Romanian, they look at you like, what the hell are you talking about, And they tell you in Hungarian, they don't understand what you're talking about. That's what happens over there. Direct experience. And they're not shy about it. They tell you that, because they say this belongs to us, belongs to Hungary. So if you think that Poland is doing this because they have a big heart for Ukraine, no, that's not what it is. We know that. But you can say, no, Emil, you're just, okay, all right, time will tell. Go and speak with regular people and see what they think about it. And if you think that Ukrainians love Poles, I can tell you, how should I put it? I would give my life if what I'm saying next is not true. I know, speaking with Ukrainians very close to me, about how they feel about the Poles. For them, for some Ukrainians, actually all Ukrainians that I met and I had contact with, hate the Russians and the Poles. These two. Not the Romanians, not the Lithuanians, not the Germans, not the Americans. No. The Russians, Russian pigs, and Pole, whatever they call him. So this is it. But circumstances. And you see, the circumstances are going in one direction. That's why I'm very sensitive to this kind of thing. It's like a person who was, let's say, sexually abused as a child senses certain things that are of that nature around faster than a person who was not abused. It has already that, sensitivity. The same here. We know, and they know. They all know. The Ukrainians know. Do you think the Ukrainians like that and they applaud it? No, the guys that voted for those are not on the Ukrainian side. But the nation, if they know, they don't applaud that. I guarantee you. And the Poles know exactly what's going on here. The Poles who hear about that, they know. Oh, okay, all right. That's good. Let's buy some land. All right, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.